fizzing. Get that, Pete. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Josh. Oh, almost a shove it. Looks like Josh broke the foamy again. There it is. There it is. Here you go, Pete. Oh, there it is. Ride the double up. Yeah, take that thing in. Yeah, well, don't hit your fins. Whoa. Joshy boy swimming around. Super hard all the way through. There you go. Woohoo. Up and left. There's nice left. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, nice little left. Take it to the inside. Keep the paddles through really hard right now. Left. Nice left, dude.
Every time I have a long weekend, like when I don't do the show Monday, I get to Tuesday, it's like I forgot how to do this whole thing. There's so many buttons. Is that it? That's it. All right.
Welcome to the Blind Surfer Show.
Now I press this button. That's the music, and I press this button, and that's the side camera, and then I press this button to start the whole chat thingamabob working, and then I start talking to you guys. Happy Tuesday to you all. How's it going, everybody out there? Welcome back to the Blind Surfer Show. It always feels like it's been a million years when I haven't done this between Friday morning and Tuesday afternoon. Oh, by the way, happy belated birthday to my mom. My mom's birthday was yesterday. Yes, I called, but I didn't get her. But I also called her on Sunday, and I did get her on Sunday, and I said happy birthday. And I tried to sing her a song, but she was in the line at Lowe's. And I was saying happy day before your birthday to you. Happy day before your birthday to you. She's like, I'm in line at Lowe's. And I was like, okay, I'll call later. And yes, I sent her flowers for her birthday. So happy belated birthday to my mom. Sorry that I missed you on your actual birthday. I got voicemail where you were enjoying a birthday cake with the rest of the family. And hello to everybody else out there. Happy birthday to anybody whose birthday it happens to be. I'm Pete Gustin, the Blind Surfer, here with Petey the Penguin. Sam the Chicken is over there. Brooks will be here tomorrow. Banana will be here tomorrow. This is my sponsor. It's mine.
The Blind Surfer Show is brought to you by Blind Penguin Frothing Hand Soap. Order a mystery box, pump the nozzle, and see if you can determine the scent just by smell. When you're ready to know for sure, peel to reveal. Order today at blindpenguin.com.
At SarahCam7808 says, hey, Danny.
Sarah Cam is here. As you guys can hear, the voices in my head are rolling away. Let me press this, and I can control some more
Jenny
of the chat.
says, get your soap now so you don't stink.
Yes, get your...
At Terminate1 says, today is my friend's grandma's birthday.
Your friend's hello, your friend's
says, hello,
grandma's birthday.
At Jenny says, hello, Sarah.
Let's see if I can get that
At
volume
Jenny
a little
says,
bit
hello,
better.
Pete.
There we go. Hello, ABC
Angel
Jenny.
420 says, the soap smells really good.
I heard that you did not have
At
internet
Silverbetta
last week,
CCT
so
says, that's
welcome
awesome.
back to the world of internet. Sorry, I'm just making sure
Matt
that I don't
Honker
have work.
says, hey, Pete. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. I have a very fancy little thing going on right now, and it's just for me. Nobody else will know what's happening. But Blind Husband last week was one of the many
The
people
Blind
who
Husband
noticed.
says, hello, Peter. Hope you had a great time off.
Right on cue. Did I
At
have
Jenny
time off,
says, I
Blind
watched the
Husband?
VOD.
I don't feel like
Carter's
I had time off
399 says,
because
hello.
at the end of the...
At Jennifer Bell C8L says, hi.
Hey, Jennifer Bell, it's a new name.
Angel
Haven't heard that one
420
before.
says, hey, LT, how you been?
Dank MF Angel and
Sunrose
LT.
8
Hello,
says,
everybody.
hello, Pete and everyone.
Sunrose 8, welcome to the
Devlin
show.
Fisherman 27 says, sorry, I'm a little late.
That's what you're like 10
Carter's
seconds late.
399 says, are you blind?
The show, am I blind?
The
Are
Blind
you
Husband
blind?
says, you're a hard worker. Keep
If,
it.
At
At Terminate 1 says, hey, Pete, I wrote another horror story. This one is about 12 minutes long and better than the last one. Do you want me to send it?
That is a very long story. I mean, if I can get 12 minutes in my... Usually if someone was giving me something 12 minutes long to read, I would get a lot of money for that. As a read copy for a living. But I could read it for pleasure, not put it into a voiceover. Oh, this is so relaxing what I got going on right now. So what I have happening right now is something that you guys can't experience. It's just for me. Last week, Blind Husband, after the billionth time that I lost audio on my channel, was like, hey, time to get a new mixing board. And I was like, I don't know if it's the mixing board. I've troubleshot everything. It could be the mixing board. It could be the USB bus. It could be the motherboard. It could be the power supply. It could be any one of a million things. And I couldn't replace them all, and I couldn't troubleshoot them all, even though I literally spent my entire Friday trying to do it, which was super fun, by the way. So what I did over the weekend is I came at things in a different way. Thank you for the follow. That's a YouTube follow right there. That's Skylar's head coming up. That's the dog that was just screaming a couple seconds ago. So you know how my motto is to find a way? The only way that I know when my audio craps out is when my mods and friends all start texting me and they're like, your sound's out, sound's out, sound's out. And that's usually, let's check this out. It's a super chat.
At SarahCam7808 tipped $5 through super chat.
Thanks, Sarah.
Hey there, Pete. Hello, lovely people in the chat. Great short video today. Happy birthday, Miss Gustin.
Thank you, thank you. Glad you enjoyed the video of Finley guiding me into the bush there. And yes, happy birthday to my mom. Thank you, Sarah, for your support. I very much appreciate it. Glad you enjoyed that video. This is gonna drive me nuts. I have a hair. One of my own hairs is stuck in my glasses, and it's like dangling on my chin. So, all right, thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. That's a super chat, by the way. $3 or more will get your super chat read out loud, just like that, just like Sarah's was read out loud instantaneously and right in my ear. So the only way I would know, unless I'm waiting for everybody to tell me when the sound goes out, is if I could see the sound meters, the volume meters on the screen, which are over there somewhere, which I can't, obviously, because I'm blind, which is frustrating to me. However, I did realize that when you stop hearing me, I also stop hearing what's coming from the mixing board. But I don't usually have something playing. It's usually just me talking. It always tends to happen in the middle of me doing some like big long diatribe. So what I did, and I'm listening to it right now, and it's making me feel very calm and chill. What I did is I set up the sound of rain, light rain falling. And then there's like thunder in the distant background as well. And I have it set to just go to my headphones so you guys don't hear it. This is going to work out so many different ways. I actually don't know if it's going to work. I believe that if the monitor, the stupid mixing board craps out again, or the computer craps out again, that I should stop hearing the rain. And when that happens, I've got a little thing that I can fire off that lasts about a minute, and then what I do is I unplug the mixing board and I plug it back in, and I go over and I press a couple buttons, and it should keep me rolling. Now, fingers crossed. Ooh, that was frightening.
Dankmfangel 420 just redeemed blind guy taste test.
Ooh, blind guy
Time
taste
for
test.
Pete to grab a goodie from the bucket.
Blind guy taste test right off the bat. Thank you, Dank MF Angel. Let me just finish this thought real quick. Appreciate that, by the way. You earn channel points when you watch me on Twitch, and you can redeem them. That was 4,000 channel points to watch me eat strange food. So I believe if this stupid thing craps out again, but let's fingers crossed that it doesn't ever crap out ever again. Hope it works all the time. But I should get notified sooner than a minute, because I noticed in the last show there's like a minute and a half of silence, and talk about a way to kill a show. I mean, I know that you guys with your fancy working eyes, if you have them, I suppose you could just sit there and stare at my handsome face for a minute and a half, but sound is a little bit better.
It's time now for a blind guy taste test.
Thank you, Dank MF Angel, for redeeming the blind guy taste test. I have the bucket, which is getting replenished, by the way. I just went to Galactic Snacks, not a sponsor, just someone I spent some money with. GalacticSnacks.com is where I get all these things from. This one last week, what side's the front? As you can tell, I've kind of been...
U1X says that's awesome. Sarahcom7808 says OMG, I have 20k points.
That's a lot of points. You could make me do a lot of things
Terminate
for
one
that.
says you don't have to voice over it. Just curious if you'd want to read it.
I mean, maybe.
Dankmfangel 420 says snack time.
So this is one that...
Enemy Olive says boo.
Bo, you scared me. I forget who redeemed this last week, but someone redeemed. I could be holding it back to you. I'm not really sure. It's some Skittles.
Sarahcom7808 says hey cousin.
In the middle, which was friggin' delicious. Hold on. Oh, it's just banana going in and out of the house.
Dankmfangel 420 says hey Sarah.
And usually I just have like a couple of these things.
CCT says I.
But I've eaten. What AI? I'm real. I'm a real
The
person.
husband says I think it was sunrise, but you kept giving the credit to Jenny.
And if they sorry.
Frog says not that anyone cares, but full size 16 by 9.
I actually wanted to know what that was. Full size 16 by 9 something. I wonder what they're
Saracom 7808 says, don't let them work you too hard, Jenny.
So these
YBL
were
Slump
delicious.
says, I hear him on Shark FM when I play Rust and set up a radio in my base. I believe it's some gun ammunition as Reedy did. Wolfat Jorn says, ooh, those sound tasty.
Yeah, those things are super
Normal
delicious.
White Guy TV says, been looking for those, haven't tried them.
Whatever. What up, Normal White Guy TV? I don't think I've heard that username before. So those ones that I got last week, I guess it was Sunrise 8. Sunrose? Sunrose. One of those. Who redeemed it last week. They were the sour Skittles with gummies in the middle, and I've literally been eating the hell out of those things all week. So those are almost all gone. Now this is boy, these are all stuck together. Where's the front? I wish I could tell I do know the front of this one because there's a seam on the back. All right, so this is for you, Dank MF Angel. I don't think I've eaten these before. No, they've not been opened yet. Let me hold on one second. Do I have control over my pause, start? I'm just trying to make sure everything is working here. That should fire off one of my text-to-speech.
At Frogs on YouTube said none of the sour candy I've found lately is even sour at all.
That's true. Sour candy isn't that sour for some reason.
Cam, 2 lappin' 0 lappin' on Twitch. Said Jenny ain't no narc.
Why did it say 2 lappin'? Why did it? Why? That's, by the way, that's my text-to-speech voice. It is my voice that I have
At
turned.
Kathy Evans 3251 on YouTube said hi.
Hi. I said hi to myself.
ABC Jenny on Twitch said at Saracam 7808 snitches get stitches. Ha ha ha.
Snitches get stitches. This is true.
At Normal White Guy TV on YouTube said, sup dude, been following you for years and years, gotta catch a live.
Thanks, Normal White Guy TV. I appreciate your
Blind
catch
Husband
on
on
this
Twitch
one.
said, so we finally settled on my voice because it's the best.
My voice is, well, I do have Kermit. Hold on, I'll get to this taste test in a second. Let's see, clear that out, put that back up. Oh no, it's not Kermit. The other voice I settled on, I liked Snoop. Let's see if he's working.
Matt J. Brown on TikTok said Pete has light sensitivity where he can only detect light and dark.
This is true. Thank you for spreading the information, Snoop/Matea. I appreciate it. So that's my other text-to-speech voice. That's Snoop right there. Snoop.
At Joni BC on YouTube
Joni
said Sour Patch Kids are some of my favorite snacks.
Sour Patch Kids are the best. So me, you, and
And Normal
Snoop
White
like
Guy
them.
TV on YouTube said Cry Babies from the 90s could bring you to your knees, Lo. Have a good one, y'all.
Thanks, Normal White Guy TV. Thanks for stopping in.
Dank190 on YouTube said hello.
Hello. Now we got a couple of danks in there. I will say.
Cameron 2758 on TikTok said, oh my God, it's the blind guy.
It is Cameron, and I got a name too. You can call me
At
Pete.
Titanfall Cappy on YouTube said, scrambled eggs or sunny side up, salt and pepper only.
Okay, if that's how you want to eat them.
At Terminape, one on
There's
YouTube
Danny.
said, just emailed you my story, Pleasant Springs.
All
Warning
right.
there is PG-13 profanity.
Oh no, I've got a sneeze. I got a sneeze coming up. All right, so what is this? This is the Blind Guy Taste Test, sponsored by Dank MF Angel 420. I think he obviously did it over on Twitch because that's where the challenges come from. Don't forget to remind me. Oh,
Hi Joe just followed.
thank you, Hi Joe. I appreciate your following. That is a Twitch follower over there. You can follow me on Twitch and make Steve's head come up. I should really start bringing the knife over here because these things are increasingly difficult to open up. And then you can start earning channel points when you watch me. However, you know, we're multi-streaming here. We're on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. This smells delicious. And what is this? It smells really good. And Facebook. And I will say, let's see what this is. It is a super chat.
Slump tipped $5 Australian through Super Chat. Hey Pete, love from Australia. You ever thought about traveling for surfing? We have some of the best beaches in the world down here.
I know. It's like how long? It's like 17 or 23 hours. It's like the most massive trip ever to get to Australia for some reason. I haven't really been dying to travel. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, all the way from Australia. I got some Australian bucks in my piggy bank now. Appreciate that. So thanks for the love. I'm more than happy just to kind of surf around here. Honestly, like, I kind of like surfing in the spots that I'm relatively familiar with. Traveling most of the way around the world to a place I'm not familiar, I feel like might be rather stress-inducing. But maybe someday. Never say never. So this is definitely, thank you for the super chat, by the way. And I was about to say that the YouTube horizontal platform, holy hell, has that been stepping it up lately? I was averaging like 120, maybe sometimes like 70 people total watching on horizontal YouTube. The past couple have had like 3,200, 3,500 viewers. So what's up, YouTube? Thank you. Twitch also, you guys still leading the way with the most interactive chat by far. If you're looking to chat and interact in this thing, I would strongly suggest going on over to Twitch. But anyway, this is what Dank MF Angel 420 wanted me to eat. And I definitely feel like it is. Man, these are fresher than I thought they'd be because they've been sitting in the bucket for a while. Which kind are they?
Blitzscore Game says, how do you know if your lights are on or not?
The only thing I do know.
8382 says, hi Pete.
Hello. I also go
Frog says
click.
Australia has plenty of sight to say. Oh, never mind.
Exactly.
Enemy Owlif says, I wish I can see the food.
Well, I can't see it either.
4978 says, hello Sarah Red Heart.
It's
At YVL Slump says, Red Heart. Red Heart. Red Heart. I'm out now, love you Pete, you demand.
All right, well, thanks for stopping
At
by.
Blitzscore Game says, do you save power because you don't need lights?
Ha ha ha, that's so
At Joni BC
clever.
says, if you do decide to go to Australia, Pete, I volunteer to be your one-eye guide human.
Okay, cool.
Thiglint husband says you stink. Nobody
Fuck
likes
liar.
you. Lol.
That's not nice, don't say
At
that.
Just Antibody Zero says, at Blitzscore Games as I understand he can still see light in general.
All right, hold on. All right, Slappy. What kind I can tell that I'm eating Sour Patch Kids. What kind of Sour Patch Kids are they?
Those are Sour Patch Kids Ice Pop Mix.
Ooh. What is Ice Pop Mix? Like, just like, is that a brand or just like generic Ice Pops?
It's a mix of flavors inspired by classic Ice Pops, giving you that nostalgic, fruity, and refreshing taste in a candy form.
These are really good. They're not very sour. Are they supposed to be sour?
They definitely have a sour to sweet profile, but sometimes special editions like this mix are a bit milder on the sour side.
Yeah, but these are delicious. Wow. I think, oops.
ASC0218 just followed.
Thank you, ASC0218. I wonder if I turn up the volume. I've been telling you I got the rain in my headphones to let me know if I put one of my headphones on my I think I just reached a follower goal.
We reached our followers goal of 930.
Ooh.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you everyone. I'm still trying. I'm trying to get to 1,000 before the fall. Which, how many days do I have? Like 20? I got like 20 days. I don't know if I'm going to get there. 70 more followers on Twitch in 20 days. Seems unlikely. It grows very slowly over there, but I appreciate the progress we've been making. So this is what I'm hearing in my headphones. If I put this right on here, I think you can hear that. See, I can't tell if you're hearing that because I'm already hearing it in my other headphone. That's the rain that I'm hearing in my headphones. And there's the thunder. Little bit of thunder. That's what I got going on just so I know that the audio's going in and out to you guys. And so far so good. So these are Sour Patch Kids Ice Pops.
At James Beeman B6W says, Cody, he's around here somewhere, I can fill it in my nuggets.
These are absolutely
Korean says, do you use Tickfinity? At Airhead 6143 says, yo, what's up, Pete? I didn't know you did a live show.
I do lots of live shows.
Saracom 7808 says, BRB.
Usually like 4 a week.
Angel 420 says, have fun, Sarah.
Oh my God, these are delicious.
At James Beeman B6W says, is it Cody from Surf's Up?
No, that's
At Frog says, if Pete hasn't tried freeze-dried candy, someone needs to send a bunch in.
So there was this whole period where people just kept sending me like massive amounts of freeze-dried candy. I tried freeze-dried everything, but I'm like obsessed with this.
Endus0417 just followed.
Thank you, Endus04170. I think I screwed that up, but thank you, Endus. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow over on Twitch. 931, 69 to go until I get to 1,000. They once again promised me another front page thing, but it's supposed to happen tomorrow, maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see if that happens. Last time they promised it, we were all just sitting here with our microphones in our hand, and it didn't happen, but who knows? Maybe in the future. Maybe someday YouTube. I've brought them about 1 billion views. Maybe someday they'll put me on the front page, but they have not offered me that yet. I was talking about the Sour Patch or sour food that I had during a blind guy taste test like 2 weeks ago. I was telling someone this weekend, it was amazing. Now, these are really good. Like the, God, I feel like I could eat this whole thing, but I should probably put them away. Thanks again, Dank MF Angel, for making me do that. These are almost as good as the icy ones that I had, or the one that I had 2 weeks ago, where it was like a long strip, like a tape, like, the sour tape, and it was made by Icy. the people that make the what do they call it? Like the drinks, like the slushies at the movies, and it was a rainbow icy sour tape, and that was, I think, one of the most delicious things I think I've ever had. Although these things are a really close second. I don't know what flavor I just had. That one was boring. Tasted like it might have been orange. What flavor? What color is that one? And try it. That one's, wait, now they both taste orange. No, wait. I don't know what color it is, but it's delicious. And that one, now I'll stop eating in front of all of you. That one's good. Jeez, these are really, really good. Thanks again. Whoa!
Captain_Rec just followed.
I was expecting to say Captain Underpants, but thank you, Captain Rec. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on over and being a part of the Twitch community, where it's the most chatted platform I'm on. So I love that you guys get interactive and start yapping over there and having a good time. I appreciate you coming along and hanging out with me. Now, hold on. Why'd that get so much louder? I think my microphone is right in my face. I have to make my thumbnail because, you know, no AI allowed, which is fine. Whatever. I found a way to do it. So I've been writing my own thumbnail. I said in the video, Hump, can a blind guy draw? And then I just wrote. And there were a few people like, he's not even. Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh, I have a package coming. How very exciting. I was like, can a blind guy draw? And then I wrote. And people were like, hey, that doesn't count. He's not actually drawing, he's writing. But that's, you know, it's kind of difficult to do either when you can't see what's on the page. Fortunately, I learned how to write before I lost my eyesight. And I'm told that funny thing is, I'm told my handwriting now is basically just as bad as it's ever been. I wrote as bad when I could see as now that I'm blind. I'm trying to stall here, trying to think, what the heck should I, all right, so tomorrow's Wednesday. I know. All right, so tomorrow's Wednesday. So for the thumbnail, let me write. It'll be a surprise to you. Hopefully you can read it. All right. And then I'll do this, and then, all right, now I will put this up, and I'll make this my thumb for tomorrow, because tomorrow is Wednesday. Everybody knows what Wednesday is, right? There we go. Thumbnail for tomorrow. Now, because I have to do everything myself, I'm going to give myself a countdown, and after I do the countdown, then I will know to take that screenshot. So glasses up so you can see my pretty eyes, and I'll say 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now I'll take that screenshot, and that'll be the thumbnail for tomorrow's Hump Day episode. So hopefully that's legible.
Jenny says that looks like a butt. Ha ha ha.
Well, it's supposed to be a camel hump. Like I did like a camel.
Husband says I saw Peep sitting on a floaty in the pool, and then he encouraged me to join Twitch. Dank Angel 420 says, is that a butt on the bottom?
No, it's a camel hump.
Evelyn VRC says yo.
It's supposed to be the camel hump. Like the camels that have two humps.
Saracom 7808 says.
At Frobevergra4759 tipped $5 through Super Chat. Hi Pete.
Hey.
I wanted to say hi and hear Pete AI. Hope you have a great day.
Well, that's that. What's the name of that AI? So the Super Chat and Twitch bits is, I think it's Gregory, AI Gregory, but the other the one that you're talking about, the Pete AI, just happens to come up when I start pressing buttons over here. I can try and clear that out. I'll press that button and then I'll restart it. But yeah, I was going for, you know, the camel, the
Siracum 7808 on Twitch. Said Pete, you drew boobs.
No, it's a camel hump. This is supposed to be my
J8K on YouTube said. Anyone in the chat here? A big fan of the Loud House? I know. Pete hasn't heard of this show, but you should definitely check out
about the Loud
song
House.
Play It Loud from the character Luna Loud.
Good grief. You with the Loud House. So am I going
Nai Appy Miku 22 on YouTube said, not the AI live show text.
All right, fine. I mean, you know, I got to read the text.
Feared Swine Noel on Twitch said, we all see what we want to see.
Yeah. All right. That's so do you think I'm going to get in trouble?
The Blind Husband on Twitch said tomorrow show, boobs with Pete.
No. Am I going to get in trouble? Do I need to draw another one? Because I feel like, hold on, let me go back to the normal text.
Mr. Tiberit says hello, Pete.
Hello, Mr. Tiberitz. What's going on?
Joni BC says it looks like a seagull to me.
There we go. All right.
Blind
so
Surfer PG Sidekick says OMG, it's the blind penguin with the pet blind guy who guides who in this scenario. Love you, Pete.
Who guides who?
Dankmfangel 420 says he's trying to tell us he will be shirtless tomorrow. At Mary Jane 4432 says love ya, Pete.
What's up, Mary Jane?
Saracom 7808 says I'm sorry, Pete, those are totally boobs.
No.
Dankmfangel 420 says I like the sign lol.
I'm looking at it like as if I'm going to see it.
Ujivluum just followed.
Thank you, Ujivluum. The text-to-speech could not figure out your name for the life of it, but I appreciate the follow. Everybody else with their fancy working eyes got to see your username up on the screen. I just heard Ujivlu. Ujivlu. Yeah, they've got some action going on Twitch tonight. That's kind of exciting. Thank you, everybody. So,
at
thank you for
Pokemon
helping.
Trainer Austin says I hope if Ben 10 ever comes back to an animated format, you get to voice one of Ben's aliens.
Well,
at
we'll
Mr.
see.
Tiggerit says this one say my name wrong. At TR1P says
Mr.
1 quarter
Tiggerit's.
pounder and fries, 1 Happy Meal and 1 Diet Coke please.
Okay.
At Joni BC says it's fine, no need to do it again.
All right, good.
At Odir Lucius says Pete, I finished
Yo.
the drawing LOL. I'll send it to the Blind Surfer Show email right now.
Okay. Blind
Surfer
Surfer Show.
PG Sidekick says I want Pete in a wetsuit for the next show.
You sit in a wetsuit for an hour and a half in this studio. You guys want to see me die? That'd be like the most dangerous thing I've ever done. If I was just sitting here in a wetsuit, even like a 2 mil, if I was sitting in that for that long, that would be a lot. I'd way overheat. What the heck was I about to tell you guys about? I just thought of something. Dying in a wetsuit. Sarah said earlier that she liked the video with Finley today. Thanks to Finley's mom for letting me borrow her for that video. Finley is super sweet, and she it immediately clicked for her. Like immediately, like as soon as we were like, I can't see. She's like, oh, my snapper. There we go. My snapper wasn't working. There we go. And she's like, okay, and she kind of like instinctively knew. She started like holding my hand and telling me where things were and like how to she was guiding me to a water fountain the other day, a water bubbler, whatever part of the country you're in, whatever you want to call it. God, I can't help but see. You guys are just going to think I'm more insane than usual because, like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm hearing the rain and the thunder, and it's making me like so chill. It's like making me like calm and relaxed. And you can't hear it, but I can totally hear it. I can hear your voices when I press that button. And the rain. Or maybe not. I don't know. You guys are supposed
Captain
to
Rack says what was your favorite game before going blind, specifically video game?
Street Fighter 2. Just because I logged so many hours on it. I also used to really like Madden. I think what was my favorite year for Madden? I mean, I stopped playing pretty early. The graphics never really got that great.
Captain Rack says double kick.
Whoa.
Sarakam 7808 just redeemed 90 seconds of only the text-to-speech chat.
Oh.
So it's time for Pete to shut up.
All right. So hold on now. I'm going to put on the other text speech for a second. Should we do it with regular robot voice, like the regular text to speech? Should we do it with Snoop Dogg or should we do it with the AI?
Captain Rack says Street Fighter was so good.
Street Fighter was good. Street Fighter 2. I fought with Ryu, R-Y-U, or Ken, kind of the same guy.
Fiblin Husband says Madden 2002 is the best.
I couldn't see.
Saracom 7808 says I Pete. At Bradley Hunter 911 says how are you, Pete? How is everyone
I'm
else?
good.
Has a 2641 just followed.
Hey, thank you. Got some nice action on Twitch tonight. Getting some action over there. Appreciate that. Thank you very much for all the
At
all the new people coming.
KaiHawk7U9D says hello, sir.
All right, so I got to do
Captain
90
Rack
seconds.
says I main Chun-Li not going to lie.
Oh,
At
yeah.
Elisa Hardesty M9S says hi.
Pretty hot
At
character.
KaiHawk7U9D says said hi.
Hi, Sarah. Which voice?
7808 says AI Pete I mean.
AI Pete.
At
Okay.
Cross028 says Snoop Dogg.
Let's go to here. Now, Sarah's the one that did the redeeming. She said AI Pete, so I'm going to clear that out. I'm going to press the button for AI Pete. I'm going to activate it, and then I'll set a 90-second timer.
At Aiden 109 on YouTube said hi.
Set timer for 90 seconds.
At Elisa Hardesty, M9S on YouTube said, what is your favorite game if you have played one? No offense. At KaiHawk, Z7U9D on YouTube said, how is your day? Captain Rax on Twitch said, having a good day, Pete. At Joni BC on YouTube said, I think you should have Snoop narrate. Saracam 7808 on Twitch said, time to shine, people. At Justin Nobody Zero on YouTube said, so what did you think of Street Fighter II's rival game in the Mortal Kombat series? The Blind Husband on Twitch said, Pete's favorite game is the Game of Hearts. Boggart the Great One on Twitch said, so why were we doing Hump Day on a Tuesday? At JT Adventurers on YouTube said, I'm mad. Timeout sucks. At Will Rives P506Z on YouTube said hi. Dankfange, Fear, Zwei, Null on Twitch said, we shall be heard. ABC Jenny on Twitch said at SarahCam7808, tell me what was crazy about your weekend. SarahCam7808 on Twitch said, Pete, you have been getting too many colors right in a row, and we are on to you. Wolfbjorn on Twitch said, hope everyone has a good day. Night. At C. Kraus 028 on YouTube
Dank
said,
Fangel
bumper,
420
baby buggy
just
bumpers.
redeemed voiceover voice. Activate.
Wolfbjorn on
So
Twitch
it's
said,
time for
it
Pete
said
to
my
break out
name,
his
right?
big voice, tell us useless facts, lol.
Tell you useless facts. Okay. Now we got to do useless facts. Hold on. How do I get back to my music? Is this? Oh, there we go. There's the music. All right. So that was 90 seconds. That was, someone that asked, so the person that was asking, trying to think of what you guys were asking while I was, letting the text-to-speech voice rule the world, just text-to-speech voice. Someone was asking what I think to the Mortal Kombat counterpart to the Street Fighter 2. I forget which Mortal Kombat it was, but I didn't like it. I like Street Fighter 2 much better. I had a friend that was obsessed with Chun-Li, by the way, when she did her upside-down kicking, flying helicopter thing. He kept pausing the screen. He's like, that's hot. Like, that's a cartoon, man. It's a video game. And the other person said, why are we doing a Hump Day on Tuesday? Because I can't travel in time. And I can't go back in time and create the thumbnail for the video today, because today is now, and I would have had to create the thumbnail for today before today. What I'm doing is I'm creating the thumbnail for tomorrow today, because time is kind of a linear thing. And in order to, make it work, I have to follow the rules of the universe and to make the thumbnail today for tomorrow. And now I know Dank MF Angel just redeemed.
At Joni BC says Elisa, it's a drawing Pete did last year. It's available in his store. The shirts are soft and the graphics hold up to multiple washings.
This is my
At Airhead 6143 says, so will you now? I'll be permanently taking over the duties of voicing Optimus Prime.
No. I just hold on. I'll get to that in a minute or in a little while. I'm trying to think. He wants random facts. I wonder if there's a way that I could have a bunch of random facts read to me, and then I could let me try this, because I wonder because when I start talking back to my phone, it stops talking. I wonder if I can mute my earpiece. Hold on, I'm gonna try some here, because I'm supposed to be doing voiceover voice activate. Hold on, how do I switch to voice and then turn the voiceover off and say, hey Sam, can you give me 10 random facts that I could tell people about and give me a pause between each one? Okay. Honey never spoils. Octopuses have 3 hearts. 2 pump blood to the gills, the rest to the body. When they swim, the main heart slows. The Eiffel Tower can be about 15 centimeters taller in summer because of heat expansion. Okay. 4th, bananas are berries. Strawberries are not berries. It's all about how the fruit develops from the flower. 5th, there's enough DNA in one human cell, if stretched out, to reach about 2 meters in length. It's insanely tightly packed. 6th, wombats poop cubes. Yes, actual cube-shaped poop.
It helps it not roll away when they're marking their territory. 7th, the shortest war in history lasted about 38 minutes. Britain versus Zanzibar in 1896. Very one-sided. 8, a day on Venus is longer than a year. It spins so slowly that a single rotation takes longer than its trip around the sun. 9, sharks are older than trees, evolutionarily speaking. They predate the first trees by tens of millions of years. There's a species of jellyfish that can revert to its earliest stage of its life, almost like hitting reset, which is why it's often nicknamed the immortal jellyfish. All right, that was interesting. I can't believe that actually worked. 10 random facts in voiceover voice, I think. And that was thanks to another redemption of channel points by Dank MF Angel. I feel like I knew a lot of those, but not all of them. Got so much random tech here that I actually am making work today. All right, let's kill the music. I'm still hearing the rain. That means I'm still on the air. Woo, woo, I'm still on the air. Woo, woo, you guys can still hear me. And press that, and then you guys will come back up. And I think that's all.
The Great One says the emotes on this channel are the best.
Thank you. That's like half the reason to follow me on Twitch. And that's Steve out there, by the way. You got the blind guy unboxing emote. What's the difference between an emote and an emoji? Like what? I don't even know what the difference is. But you got the blind guy unboxing, you got a banana one, you got a Petey the Penguin one, you got a super dog one, of course, and then there's some like animated ones that LT made for us, which is very cool. Why did the come on?
At Airhead 6143 says that drawing on the shirt is ironically very symmetrical. It's amazing what the human brain can do to compensate. Channels button.
I drew that thing.
Glyn says I always use a knife one. I wonder if it confuses the streamer.
I drew that thing so quickly.
At Bradley Hunter 911 says we ask for fresh water when our water is older than...
Ooh.
Lola Topors just
Lola.
cheered 200 bits. Hey Pete. Just stopping in to let you know I did some late night shopping last night. You are going to want to unbox with someone with fancy seeing eyes.
Okay. That sounds mildly ominous. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I was wondering where Lola had been. She's been a little quiet lately. I know she was getting back onto some foods, and I was hoping it was going well, but I hadn't heard from you for a while. I hadn't heard from you in a while, so it's nice to hear the robot version of your voice again. Thank you for checking in. I look forward to the new blind guy unboxing you come my way. The one that I'm going to drop, thanks to Matea, by the way, for the one this past weekend. That was the necklace, which was blue, white, and black, which is just a total random, like Nisha, she kept saying and, so I just kept guessing different colors, and I just happened to be right, which I was kind of bummed about. I was like, oh no, I can't believe I got all those right. But I've been wearing that necklace ever since I got it. I've been using that as my new surf necklace. And I think Banana, she actually borrowed it one day. She's like, that thing's kind of cool.
Lola Topors just cheered 200 bits.
Thank you,
My
Lola.
birthday's on the 6th. I'm going to Victoria, BC tomorrow through Friday, and then the following week I will be in New Jersey for 4 days.
Going from beautiful British Columbia to New Jersey. Okay. Who is it? Margarita Mitchell. Margarita Mitchell is one of the frequent commenters on my channel, and her comments are always, hello from beautiful British Columbia. I feel like she might work for the Board of Tourism for British Columbia or something like that. So, Lola, I hope you enjoy your birthday trip to beautiful Victoria, BC, and then why ever you're going to New Jersey. Maybe there's some family there, reason to go, I guess. But I hope you enjoy the adventure. As usual, I forgot what the hell I was talking about when the text messages came in. But I'm just chilling, listening to the sounds of the rain right here. We were talking about Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat a while ago. Oh, poor Steve, he's very sad.
Gotham is set in Jersey for a reason.
We're talking about
Matejabron says at Beckham's 12 it goes to voicemail that gets screened and played on his show.
Yes, there's only one.
The Glint husband says happy birthday. Enjoy your trip.
Yes, enjoy. Happy birthday. Forgot to say happy birthday.
Lola Topors just cheered 200 bits. I spent the first 31 years of my life in New Jersey. I'm
Okay.
going for a family party and spending some extra days to meet up with friends.
Well, that makes sense. If you got people back there, that's a good reason to go. I spent a little time in Jersey. I mean, I lived in Hoboken. I lived in Hoboken for about a year. That's Jersey. I mean, if you fall off the edge of the water in Hoboken, you end up in the Hudson River, which is right next to Manhattan. But I think that counts. That I lived in Jersey for a short little while. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, I was saying thanks to Matea for the red, white, and black necklace. I don't know if it's titanium properties are going to make me stronger, last longer, be awesomer, sound better, balance better, and all that stuff that they say titanium and copper does for you. But the necklace is plenty strong, and it looks better than the piece of crap paracord that I've been wearing for like the last 6 years. So thank you for that. The Blind Guy unboxing that I've got coming up this weekend is already cut up and edited. It's ready to go. It was kind of a poor choice on my part. Someone sent something, and I think they were trying to be really nice. Obviously, I think everybody that sends stuff for Blind Guy unboxing outside of maybe one or two things in my entire life are generally people being very nice. But it was unwrapped food. It was kind of wrapped, but not really wrapped. And I just kind of got into it. I was like, all right, I'm going to try it, which was kind of like a crazy person thing to do. And it was from the Netherlands. It was food sent to me all the way from the Netherlands. I think that's why I was like, man, this person went through a lot of trouble to get this food to me. So I'm going to just go ahead and try it. And you'll see it's actually one of the longer unboxings I've ever done. Because there's a lot going on. Well, it's not as long as the long form ones that people didn't used to watch, but it is about 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and that one will drop on Saturday. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that one. And I'm looking forward to, it's funny, so Lola's birthday is coming up, yet she's shopping and buying things for me for a Blind Guy unboxing. So irony right there. I appreciate your sending me gifts on your birthday. And I'm actually still enjoying the other stuff that you sent me.
At Iriskaga 2621 says, guys, he can't read the chat.
Oh, yeah? Well, that'd be pretty rough.
At Elisa Hardest DM9S says, what time is it for you?
I love it when people come in
At
here.
At Iriskaga 2621 says, Log.
And they try to
At
like
Andrew
drop
Kirker 318
knowledge.
says, at Blind Surfer, yo, what's up, Pete? I
Yo,
have a
what's up?
question. Would you
Yeah.
ever want to go to space or go in a zero-G plane? At Iriskaga 2621 says he can't read. At Joni BC says Iriskaga. He uses text to speech.
Yeah, Iriskaga.
At Badu Zaffo says, hey Big Pete, I'm sorry I haven't spoken to you in a while, man. I was in the hospital. What happened to your super chats?
Oh man, that's not good. What happened to my super chats? Yeah, the person that comes in, I love when people do that. They're like trying to drop knowledge. They're like, yo, hey everybody, just so you know, he can't read the chat. as if the, I don't know, across the platforms right now, I can't see it obviously, but we're on Twitch, horizontal, vertical. We're on YouTube, horizontal, vertical. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. Probably got 80 to 100 people. That's usually what's going on if you add them all together. As if that person's coming in and informing all 100 people, hey, by the way, he can't read the chat. As if all the other 100 people are like, wait, no way, really?
At Baduzafo tipped $50 through
Whoa,
Super Chat.
Baduzafo.
Hey Pete, I'm sorry I haven't been around in a while, man. I was in the hospital. You doing okay? When's your next? God bless. Don't worry, I'll survive.
I was a little concerned about it. You and I did have a convo a few weeks back, and then I was looking for you on another platform where you said would connect, and you disappeared. So I got a little nervous, but good to hear your I was gonna say hear your voice, but good to hear the text to speech version of your voice. Thank you for the extreme generosity popping out in the super chats there and dropping a bag of cash on me and Petey the Penguin. I appreciate that. I hope USNavyVet.com is going well. The resource for all the military branches is a website that you're working on. I'm trying to help beta test, and hopefully it'll be helping a lot of people out there. So, I'm glad to hear you're out of the hospital, and hopefully you can get back to that and all the other good stuff that you're doing. Good to hear your voice. And man, my brain, I'm like a goldfish. What in the hell is it? Oh, I was making fun of people that think that I can't do the chat. I mean, I know this is funny. The very first platform I ever got popular on was the very first platform I ever did a live on, and that would be TikTok. I'd been on YouTube much longer, and I'd been on Instagram longer, but TikTok was the first video to blow up the gym girl freaked out on me video. And then when I had like 500,000 subscribers on TikTok, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this live thing. And it was I just went into my booth, I didn't have any of this equipment. I didn't have any of this stuff. All I had was my iPhone, and I set it up in front of me, and I put in an earbud, like one of my, just an AirPod. And then what I did is I tapped on the chat and swiped down with 2 fingers, which is the command when you have text-to-speech enabled to start reading things that are on the screen. And it worked. Like, it kept reading them as they were coming. And I think that was like, I don't know. I think it was like, let's see, October. It might have been January 2022, I think. And I did like 2 or 3 of them, and I didn't even tell Banana. I went into the booth where I do my voiceovers, because I was like embarrassed to be doing it. I'm like, oh, I'm doing it live and talking to people. And I just went in there and like responded to the chat messages as they were coming through. And I was kind of surprised it worked, but I didn't really know what I was doing. And I really only did have like 4 or 5 people watching. So it was a short-lived experiment. But yeah, the first channel I blew up on, first platform I blew up on was the first one I went live on TikTok. So what's up, you guys? Thank you for watching for as long as they let you watch. Because as I mention all the time, they generally kick me off the air anytime I say anything that they don't even slightly agree with. Last week, I knocked this controller right off the couch.
At Brody Huggins J8K says, I've heard that the movie Beetlejuice. At Kim F302 says, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you? I'm good.
Addison
good.
2013 says, hey.
Hey. Hey. That's it? You just want to say hey? There's nothing more than hey. Just a good old-fashioned hey. All right. Hey works for me.
At Elisa Hardest DM9S says, what would you like to do if you wasn't blind?
I don't know. What's the point of that question?
Lily_Pilly 321 just followed.
Thank you, Lily Pilly. I appreciate that. I mean, like, what would I like to do if I wasn't blind? What would you like to do if your IQ is 300? It's not going to happen. What's the point of thinking about it? I don't know. I don't like, generally, forgive me if I'm coming off grumpy. I feel like those kind of questions are, what's the point? Like, how like, how would you even begin to answer that? Like, if I wasn't blind right now, like, have I been blind my whole life and now I'm not blind now? And so how is my life going to change? Or are you asking, like, if I was never blind, like my life obviously would have been or like, what if I'd gone blind at a different point? If I was blind at a different point in my life, maybe I wouldn't have gotten into this field at the right time. Maybe I wouldn't have met Banana. Maybe I would be driving a car on my 17th birthday because I was able to drive and I'd be dead. There's the kind of no point to thinking about those things. Like, I don't know. I guess you're asking what I would like to be doing. I don't know. Are you inferring that I don't like what I'm doing right now? I like my life. It's good. It'd be a lot easier if I could see. Probably be doing different things, but again, this is really
At Bentley Centaur 7559 says, do you like to run?
No, I hate running. I'm not built to run. Like, running is I'm flat-footed to begin with. And I run, like, if I run to the mailbox and back, I'm like, my ankles, my knees.
Lalatwipa says, yes, I'm back on solid foods.
Oh, good. That is a plus. The solid foods are where it's at. You definitely want to be eating those. So congratulations. That was a long period you had to go through.
Atkin F302 says, do a backflip.
She was eating, no, it's do a kickflip, you goof, not do a backflip.
Lalatwipa says, I agree.
Yeah, solid foods are where it's at.
At Andrew Perker 318 says, unfortunately, stupidity is a disability that's far more common than blindness.
I got 2 turntables.
Sunrose 8 says, have you ever gotten into fishing? Seems pretty accessible.
Yeah, I've talked about
Silver
fishing
Beta
a bunch of
CCT
times.
says, love you, Pete.
Thank you, Silver Beta CCT, whatever the heck that was. That I'm still connected because I hear the rain in my headphones.
Fagard 1 says, yay, that's awesome. What was the first thing you ate when you got off the diet?
Carrots.
At Joni BC says, Kim, he's not going to do a backflip.
I could do a kickflip, but, outside on a skateboard, not here. I did do it. Was it a back? No, it was a front flip. There's a video where Josh was doing the artwork on my surfboard. He was painting he was airbrushing the eyeballs on it. And I went to do a front flip off of some platform near his pool. And I did not complete the rotation. I just went slap, slam, flap right onto my back. And I came up and everybody was like, ooh.
Lalatwipa says, Pete, the correct answer is if you had your eyesight back, you would be able to tell us all the lottery numbers. But the universe decided that we cannot handle it. So therefore we have a blind Pete.
If I had my eyesight back,
At Elisa Hardest DM9S says, what I meant, like, would you rather just keep doing how your life is right now, or would you rather have like something else to be doing right now?
Well, of course my life would be different right now. I'm not trying to pick on you. This is my, we're talking about my life. Like, yeah, man, if I could see, Like, you think I just wake up the next day and do the same exact thing? Like, of course my life would be a million times different. Like, you guys wouldn't see me for a while. I've said that before. Like, just F all this stuff. Like, I'd be off looking at things, doing stuff, experiencing things, and looking at things. I feel like it would be mildly selfish if I never came and checked in. Like, later, losers, I can see now. I feel like everybody would be mildly curious as to what my life would be like when I could see. So I mean, I guess I'd make a video here and there, like telling you what I was doing. But I feel like I've spent so much time missing out on looking at things and doing things that I would be trying to make up for as much lost time as possible. I remember when I was in my late teens, God, I just wanted to play. I wanted the opportunity to play some form of professional sport. I've always been athletically inclined, and I kept thinking, I'm like, man, if they can fix my eyesight, I could still pitch in the major leagues. Like, man, if they could just fix my eyesight, I could be a running back in the NFL. Like, probably unrealistic, but I just kept, I kept thinking, like, they got to do it. They got to fix it. My life would have been totally different if I had eyesight my entire life, or if I got it back when I was 20 or 30, or if it came back tomorrow.
Lolatopause just cheered 200 bits.
Thank you.
Actually, Pete, if you had your eyesight, you would be given a micro wiener. I think we can all agree being blind is better.
That's right. The whole conversation last week, which I turned into a short, which did surprisingly well. I mean, as well as my shorts have been doing these days. YouTube hasn't been a big Pete fan lately. I haven't had anything go 1 million views in about a month and a half, possibly. But yeah, the video. Would you rather be blind or have MP micro part? Sparked some pretty good debate. I don't even want to get into it again because I can't do it. Something it happened at the end of last week. I read this / heard this in the news the other day. A suburb just outside of Houston, someone ordered a DoorDash delivery, and the person went to check their Ring video doorbell and realized that the person dropping off the food to their house was butt-ass naked. And first of all, what was the person thinking, the DoorDash delivery person? Like, first of all, everybody has a Ring video doorbell or some sort of surveillance camera or something. So, like, they had to have known that they were going to be seen. Like, there's no way that they thought they weren't going to be seen. And then the person checked it, and they they saw the naked dude, and they said that they threw the phone away, and then they called they contacted DoorDash, and DoorDash suspended the ability to operate for this person. I don't think I read that there was any, like, legal action taken. I mean, I believe that walking around naked in public is not lawful, but nothing happened to the person besides their ability to do DoorDash. But, like, what were they thinking? And then I was kind of like, the person threw away the food. Like, I mean, just because they were, I don't know. It all depends how hungry I am. Although I guess, I don't know. If I ordered from, like, McDonald's and there was, like, if they were using the Big Mac to warm their junk or something, yeah, I guess I'd throw it away too. Again, depending on how starving I am. Would you eat food that was in a bag on the lap of a naked person? I don't know. And then that's the ultimate dichotomy between men and women. Like, if you order DoorDash and some chick shows up with your food and she's naked, assuming it's an attractive female, I guess, you might be ordering DoorDash every hour on every day, being like, come back. How do I get that one to come back again? And meanwhile, it's some gross, weird, naked dude shows up and it makes national news. Like, what is with people? Why are they doing that? Oh, and also, I've talked about this before, but I feel like this is important. I kind of want to issue a challenge to DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, Walmart delivery, any of those companies out there that deliver. I want them to take it upon themselves to start offering free or reduced rates to blind and low vision people. I've mentioned this before, but I spent most of my adult life talking about the time I was like, when I got my first apartment when I was 19, up until a handful of years ago, when these services became available, I would choose where I was going to live based on being close to a grocery store. Because when you're blind, getting to a grocery store is extremely difficult. And then it's also 10 times more difficult to even shop at a grocery store. So these services are a huge, huge boon to blind and low vision people. Like, it's great that we can get on an app and use text to speech and order the food and have it delivered. But for the most part, blind people are struggling with income, struggling to bring money in. It is one of the lowest employed disabilities in the nation, somewhere in the 85% range. 85% of blind people are unemployed and are receiving some sort of government benefits, but the government benefits are terrible, barely enough to get by. So if these people don't have the fortune to live next to a grocery store and don't have someone that can go with them and help them pick out food, then they're going to be using one of these services, but they got to use a large amount of the money that they're coming, because these things all have service fees, and then there's tips on top of that, and it's so much money, and it's a great service. Like, I think it's an amazing service, but I do wish that they could make this exception for this tiny part of the population that would make such a difference to, that if blind and low vision people could have access to those things for free or even a reduced rate. Like, tell you what, whichever one of those companies could do that for the blind population, I feel like I would offer up my voiceover services to them for, like, I don't know, half a year. I would do all of your commercials for a half a year for free if you could offer up your services for free to blind and low vision people. And, like, depending on how often they use me, that could be a rather large amount of money, but I think it would be worth it. Like, so many people out there, it's like one of the biggest stressors is, like, how am I going to get food this week? How am I going to get it? Like, physically, how am I going to get it? Even if your finances allow you to get it, as a blind person, going to a grocery store and finding what you want is effing impossible. So there's these services out there that make it much easier for these people to get the food and to have it brought to them, but it's pretty expensive. You know, there's monthly fees, and there's delivery fees, and there's service fees. And, you know, if you're trying to order $50 worth of groceries, it ends up being like $70 or $72, depending on how much you're tipping. And if one of those companies or some of those companies could offer up some sort of a discount, like, I'll do your ads, I'll do your commercials if you can help out the blind community, because I feel like that would be really amazing. I know that would have helped me out a lot when I was younger, just like having the ability to not penny pinch and worry about, you know, where the money's going to go and can I get food delivered.
Lolatopause just cheered 200 bits. I was thinking how expensive everything is for the disabled, but also what did people do before these apps were made?
Everything is that is the biggest irony. I've said this before. It's the biggest irony about being blind. Being blind is very expensive, yet it's very hard to get work. You know, I hid my disability for a very long time in the voiceover world, even in the radio world where I worked. I did everything I could to, like, not look blind, to never ask for or require any sort of accommodations. Just never brought it up. Just my employer, for as much as they knew I wasn't blind, like, I just couldn't even make it a big deal or any sort of a deal. So to get a job as a blind person, you usually get, like, just dismissed out of hand to begin with. Like, there's 10 employees or 10 potential employees on the interview, and one of them's blind. Like, well, I'm not going to go with the blind guy, obviously, because he's blind. So it's hard just to get your foot in the door and to get the job. And yeah, so from when I very, very, very first got my very first apartment, I wanted to live within like 2 blocks of a grocery store. And then I also wanted to live within a couple blocks of a laundromat. Like, I had to pick out my living situations, my apartments when I was younger, based on, like, what I could walk to, because, you know, I couldn't drive to the grocery store. Even when I went to Manhattan for a couple of years to start advancing my voiceover and entertainment career. I went down to Manhattan and took a job at Sirius Satellite Radio. And I had to live, like, in a very accessible area. And if I was going to be outside of, like, the main stuff in Manhattan, it was going to be cheaper, but I'd never be able to get to where I wanted to go. The super chat coming in.
At Linsalalafos tipped $10 through Super Chat.
Thanks, Linsalalafos.
Meals on Wheels is a charity that delivers food. They offer services to visually impaired as well as seniors.
I mean, that's cool. That's definitely very helpful. I just feel like these companies, it would be easy for them to do, because and I love what Meals on Wheels does. I guess I kind of forgot about them. I know they offer food to people in difficult financial situations, and also to the elderly and stuff like that. But sometimes it would just be nice on a Tuesday to be like, I don't have a lot of food in the house. I would like to order some groceries for myself. And then you go on Instacart and you just have it delivered, not have to worry about it costing 20 to 25% more. Because honestly, like, I would prefer to go to the grocery store by myself. Like, sometimes when I do an order on Instacart and I order like $100 worth of food, and then I see that after I try and tip generous, and then there's the service fee and the other delivery fee that goes along with it. It usually ends up being like $125. And part of me is like, well, I would love to save that $25 and just go to the grocery store by myself. Everything about that I would like. I would like to get out of the house by myself. I would like to drive a car by myself. I would like to walk up and down the aisles and find the stuff by myself. I would like to do all of that, but I cannot, unfortunately, as a blind person. So I have to use the app. If I want the convenience of getting the food when I want it, the day that I want it, the food that I want, if I want if I want to take advantage of that service, you have to pay a lot for it. And I'm just saying that can be difficult for blind and low vision people with their earning potentials being the way it is, and the world not being open to hiring a lot of blind people, unfortunately. And to finish the other thought, Lola, I was talking about when I went to New York to work for Sirius Satellite Radio, I lived on 54th and 7th because I literally mapped out. I was like, okay, grocery store there, fast food there, laundromat there. I had to map out all the things that I could walk to in like a 2-block radius. So my inability to drive, and also with my eyesight the way it was in my 20s and 30s, I could see a little, but I was very uncomfortable getting into the Manhattan subway, because I could never really tell what the stops were. I would be afraid I'd get on there, and it's so frustrating in Boston. Like, if I lost track of what stop we were at, and then they'd be like, now we're entering, and if everybody in the train was loud, which they are, because it's not a library, like, you can't expect everybody to be all quiet in the train, and they're like, now entering, and you hear like, this is the stop, and I'm like, damn it, like, everybody was talking, I couldn't hear what they said, and they're trying to tell me, like, you're now entering Boylston, but I couldn't hear it. And so sometimes I'd come up from the train and be like, I don't know where I am, this is not the stop that I thought I was at. There's a bazillion difficulties that go along with losing your eyesight, being low and no vision. And I mentioned before, I wanted the government to supplement those deliveries for Instacart, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Walmart, but the government's not going to do it.
Pisses me
don't
off
don't
on
rely
site.
on them. So I'd like the companies to do it. Or
At
maybe,
Cool Dudes 01HF said hi.
what up, cool dude? How's it going? How's it going over there, cool dude? That was a lot. I was not planning on talking about that tonight. It was something I was thinking about during my workout today.
Mattis Brun says hate Walmart.
Yeah.
Sunrose 8 says, did you know in South Korea since 1913 only legally blind people can receive a license to give traditional body massages? That was
What?
so blind people always had employment.
Hey, that is.
Lalakwipa
Is
says,
that true?
alrighty friends. Dinner is ready, catch you next week.
All right, Lola. Thanks for stopping
Saracom
by.
7808 says, thank you are so bougie. Atkin F302 says, I sprained my ankle.
Only blind people can give massages, so they all have work. That's pretty interesting. Is that true? That's kind of an
Dank Angel
interesting way to handle
420
things.
says, bye Lola.
Bye, Lola.
Sunrose 8
Happy
says, yeah,
birthday, Lola.
it's true.
All right, that's
At
kind of
Cool
cool.
Girl 6778 says, Pete, I have a weird question. I was
Yeah.
wondering what is your thoughts WWE Pro Wrestling? At the Uningdon Linicole says, does your tiny soldier wear a turtleneck or a crew neck? At Silver Beta
Oh.
CCT says, what's your favorite fruit?
Oh shoot, I always do that. I never heard that before. Is a little soldier wear what did it say, a turtleneck or a crew cut? That's kind of funny. What are my thoughts on WWE? I don't know. I used to watch WWF back in the 80s. Like, I was a big fan of wrestling. My dad used to take me when they came to town, came to the Boston Garden. I would totally go to wrestling. I think when they became the WWE is when I kind of got out of it. Not because they changed the name or anything, just because I just found different hobbies at that point in my life.
Saracom 7808 says, what if it wear a dress?
I suppose it could do that. It's 2026. Little soldier could wear a dress if you wanted
Dank
it
Angel
to.
420 says, I get it, Sarah. I hate going too.
I don't know how that fits into the analogy. I wonder, I'm going to have to like listen back to the show and be like, do I sound...
Saracom 7808 says, if you have an MP, it can wear nothing at all.
That's true. Yeah, nothing at all. Can't, maybe a little beanie. teeny little beanie. No, it probably wouldn't work. Because of the rain that I have going through my headphones.
Evan Leopard says, how do you do TTS?
Well, you
At
turn it on,
Ellis 8478 said hi.
and then you listen to it.
At Caleb Sanchez GG7RG says spiny spinny. Spinning spiny spinny spinny spun 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 spinny spinny spun spun.
Spinning.
At Andrew Perker 318 says, what is the mindset behind people that claim you fake blindness? Are they
I don't know,
delusional?
man. Yeah, you know, I don't know if you saw one of those. Nothing I don't want to get into too much, but oh God, like there was a comment on YouTube today. It was someone who said that, I think they said they were 64 years old, 64 years young, and he was telling me that, you know, watching my videos has helped inspire him and get some over some hurdles. Let's hear what this is.
At Baduzafo tip $20 through Super Chat. Have a treat night. When is your next call-in? I have work for you.
I have not been doing a lot of call-ins. I feel like every time I open up the phone lines, it kind of bites me in the ass and something annoying or bad happens. But we do have the phone number up on the screen. It's empty at the moment, unfortunately. But when people take the time to call 760-517-6844, we check the messages in the off hours of the show, and then I try and play them back and react to them. Because we've had some, like when Badusafo called, we had a great conversation with you. We've had a great conversation with some regulars, but I feel like it was just kind of pissing me off that random people would call up and try and plug something that they wanted to sell or ask the same question again and again. It was kind of putting a bummer on my night. So I stopped doing the live phone calls. Like, you know, if this thing ever blows up, which I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but it would be cool if it became a real thing and I had like a producer and like a call screener, and then I knew it was coming in, we could talk to them. But when it's just me answering the phone's cold call like that, it hasn't been working out lately, which is kind of a bummer. And the person was saying, what's the mindset of the people asking me about faking? Like, it was great. Like, I love it when I wake up in the morning. It is kind of one of the first things I do, and maybe I shouldn't do that, but I kind of pop on, and because I love our community. I love the community of the lives, like 100%. Even the people that come in as dumb questions, at least they get to hear my response. Sometimes when I wake up and there's like an annoying comment, I write back to them, and I'm like, I don't even know if they ever heard that. Like, do I get the satisfaction of them hearing me yell at them? I don't know. And I like the lives because I do get to react, and the community we have here is amazing. Like, I love all of you. You guys are great. I feel like I have the best live community out there. Might not be the biggest, but I think it's the best. And so I love waking up in the morning and hearing those stories of people that are like, hey, you inspired me to overcome this challenge or take on this challenge or do this thing. But then yesterday, I don't know, 2 days ago, I woke up and there was one who was like, stop pretending you're blind just to get likes. And I'm like, ugh. And I don't know why. I don't know why I can't like let it roll off my back. And then Brooks and I talked about this last week. Like, has there ever in the history of the universe been someone who faked being blind, especially on social media, to get some sort of monetary gain? Like, what would be the monetary gain for faking being, like, what would be the goal of it? Like, why would I do it? Plus the massive amount of time that I've been putting into this. I've been putting, between the live shows and the filming of the other stuff that we do out in the beach and the editing, I mean, I'm doing 30 to 35 hours a week for all this stuff. And like, why would I fake being blind to work an extra 35 hours a week and lose money? Like, what would be the point of that? So to your question, like, what is the mindset of the people that accuse me of faking? I don't know, but it does mess with my mindset. I haven't had a break from social media since the day I started on January 1st, 2020. So 6 years, 8 months, 1 day in, I've been very heavily invested in social media. For the most part, I wouldn't keep doing it if the good wasn't outweighing the bad. I think for the most part, it's been amazing for my mental health. To share the stories and to hear that other people out there are having similar experiences, and they say this like symbiotic sharing that we're all doing together. It helps me, it helps them. But I don't know why. I feel like lately I'm getting fed to more new people or something. I don't know. And then I'm just getting a bunch of these people like, you're faking. And like, I just hate waking up in a bad mood because I'm generally a pretty damn happy person. Like, I do love my life. I love my wife. I love my career. I love my audience. There's a lot of things. I love surfing. I love my friends. If I were to say I love my mom, my dad, like my family, like that list would be way more than I hate or I dislike or pisses me off. But I do feel like a lot of the comments that have been coming in have been sticking in my craw, as I could use an old-timey phrase to put it. And I think maybe at some point I might like to take a short break. What do they call it? Like a tea break? Like a short break. And then see what it's like to wake up without social media in my ear. I suppose I could do that by not checking the comments, but I don't know. We'll see. I've been doing a lot of introspection lately. Like, what would it be like to wake up and not have hundreds of thousands of people judging my every action, every word that I put on the internet? I think most of the people just enjoy it and enjoy the stories and love interacting and stuff like that. But then there's the people that nitpick. They're like, "Oh, he was looking at the camera there. Oh, I got a guy last week. He's like, dude, I can clearly see your eyes going back and forth reading the script. Pretty piss poor impersonation of a blind guy." I'm like, what are you, like, if you're catching my nystagmus, like, if you're catching my eyes, like, jittering back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, like, that would be a really weird way to read a teleprompter. So just waking up with comments like that every day gets mildly frustrating, I'd have to say. Let's see, what I just heard Steve's feet. It is
7:05 p.m.
7:05, so I've been here for about an hour, and I think did I put the text back on? I think I did. Hold on. Wait, why don't I hear it?
Nothing is more frustrating than being told you're faking it when you have a real. Regards agreed 1. Nothing is more frustrating than being told you're faking it when you have a real condition that makes your life so much harder.
Absolutely. It definitely...
Airhead 6143 says, I have just always dug your shorts. Mostly the surfing stuff, the unboxing, it's funny, but just okay. 0, I think you should do more bandages on your fingers as the video progresses.
That'd be kind of funny.
Timothy says, I've seen people fake going blind for a GoFundMe.
Have you?
Sunrose 8 says, I hate to be the kind of person that goes around saying you should really get into meditation, but you should really get into meditation. At Kim F302 says, are you smart? At Evan Leopard says, yeah, but you also can't choose who your viewers are, unfortunately.
No, that's true. That's true.
At Jenny says, they call and sound like you called them and don't know who it is, like hello. Saracom 7808 says, Pete, with the way you have been smelling and feeling colors, even I'm becoming suspicious.
Thanks.
At Joni BC says, very true, Evan. At Evan Leopard says, Pete, what's good, dude? Stay
What's
groovy,
good?
man. Much love, Skull and Crossbones.
Skull and Crossbones.
At Elisa Hardest EM9S says, I'm back. My phone died and I couldn't find you, but I doom scrolled so much. I found you again.
Glad you found me. Thanks for
Siglin
digging me up
Hispin
again.
says, any plans on a long vacation? No work at all?
It's very hard for me to actually not do work. I usually have to travel with some sort of a recording rig, but I could take a day or two, maybe here or there. That person, hold on. Let me, not like ChatGPT is the end all be all of all search engines out there. Hold on, let me see if I can find this. I'm going to plug it in so we'll ask it together. I wonder the person that said that people have faked going blind in order to do a GoFundMe. For some reason, I don't like. Are there like? I'm going to ask the internet about this. Let's go to ChatGPT. Oh, what's going on? Oh crap! It's stuck in a different mode. I gotta close it. Let's close ChatGPT. Let's open ChatGPT. Let's switch to voice. I'm gonna plug him in. There we go. And I'm gonna press this button over here. Hey Sam, can you hear me? Hello, Sam. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. What's up?
So, someone was telling me that they have heard of instances of people faking going blind in order to do a GoFundMe. Have you ever seen or heard of anybody ever doing that?
Just a sec. Yeah, so there have been cases where people faked or exaggerated disabilities, blindness included, to raise money. But those cases are rare, and they usually get found out through investigations or somebody tips someone off.
Has there been
It's not very common at all.
Okay. Has there been like a famous case of someone doing that?
Let me see. Yes. One that made headlines was a Colorado veteran. He claimed to be blind for decades, but was actually caught driving and doing tasks inconsistent with blindness. That was benefits fraud, though, not GoFundMe.
Okay.
Most high-profile faking cases I know of involve government benefits, not crowdfunding. You hear about crowdfunding scams more with things like fake cancer stories, that sort of thing. But not so much with blindness.
Yeah, because I feel like trying to fake blindness, like if it's just a government form, you just check it off and then, I guess you qualify or you don't. But like someone like me being in the public eye for decades at a time, it would be very difficult for me to fake being blind all the time. I feel like someone would see me out and about and they might notice.
Yeah. Yeah. Being blind full time is very, very hard to fake. And most people don't actually try. Those few cases that do happen tend to unravel because of everyday inconsistencies, driving, reading, something like that.
All right. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So I guess it has been done in the past. Let me turn off that. But it's a little bizarre it's a little bizarre to me that
At Luigi J2Z5X says, can you check up my second meeting? At Jal 20018 MP says, hello, how is it going home? Have you been?
Going pretty good. How you been, homie? What's that going on? There we go. Just trying to get the
At Gaten Juhai says, yo, what up?
Yo, what up?
At Jal 20018 MP says, how?
How?
Sunrose 8 says, much easier to fake being in a wheelchair or something. At Jal 20018 MP says, sorry, typo.
Uh-oh.
At Joni BC says, government benefits require a lot of medical evaluations. At Airhead 6143 says, the beautiful little girl that sings on the internet has such an awesome voice, but she is constantly plagued with blindness questions, and she fully shows her eyes in her videos rotating and searching.
Whoa, that sounds interesting.
At Andrew Perker 318 says, there is a popular conspiracy theory that Helen Keller faked being blind and deaf, and it's disturbing how many people believe it.
Yeah, I've heard
At Kim
that.
F302 says, Bob the Builder.
What about Bob
Sunrose
the
8
Builder?
says, of course people in wheelchairs also get accused of faking if they aren't fully paralyzed.
Yeah, totally.
At Jal 20018 MP says, I'm good.
It's unfortunate after the conversation that Brooks and I had last week that your username ends with MP. Sorry to bring that up, but now I can't get it out of my head every time I'm hearing your username get read out loud. And Joni, I guess I shouldn't be throwing things out there that I don't know a lot about. She says difficult to get government benefits because you have to fill out a lot of forms. I will say I have now that I talked to Sam about that. I've heard a number of cases of people getting on government disability, not just for blindness, but like a million different fraud cases. So I guess it depends on who you know in this world, like how you can get around that system. But yeah, I guess I take what I know about that with a grain of salt because I've never applied for government benefits. I've never taken advantage of them. I know nothing about them. I just know my situation where, I mean, I was doing interviews as like a 12-year-old. I was losing my eyesight and I was trying to overcome and play like town sports in my school. And like the Winchester Star was writing articles about me when I was like 12, 14, 17. Then I was a champion sailor and they were doing stories about me then. I was a starting member of the football team, captain of the swim team, captain of the sailing team. And they were doing articles about me then, documenting that I had a blinding eyesight disease. So, decades and decades of proof. I guess I don't expect every jackass who's going to make an annoying comment to go online and do the research. But it's not like I have a GoFundMe. It's not like I'm saying I'm blind, give me money. I mean, it would be great if you bought some blind penguin frothing hand soap, but I'm not saying I'm blind, give me money. I'm not trying to pull some sort
not
of a
even
scam
counting
here.
the future potential.
So
At Jal 20018 MP says, my birthday was 2 days ago, lol.
All right, well, let's see. It was first, there was the 30th. All right, so you're one day before my mom. So happy belated birthday to you, Jal MP. I hope you had a fantastic birthday.
Bagart the Great One says, it is incredibly hard to get on government disability. It's an incredibly long process that takes years.
I see. That's so weird to hear that, and then you hear these stories of these people. There was a guy in my. I don't know if I want to out this guy. There was a guy 2 houses down from where I grew up.
Sunrose 8 says, at the blind husband, yeah, there's no merit in making things harder than they have to be.
Who was on
At
government?
Kim F302 says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how dumb is this question? How blind are you?
Yeah, I hate that question. There's a guy who was on disability for the longest time, and he had no disability whatsoever. I don't know how. I can't. I need to drop this topic because I don't know. I don't know how that happens. I know that people take advantage of government programs a lot. But I need to stop talking about it because I just don't know enough about it. How blind are you is such an interesting question. A lot of times when my videos start reaching a new audience and they say, how blind are you? Now, I didn't start using the word blind until I couldn't see my face in a mirror or walk safely down a street anymore. At that point, I was like, oof, I'm blind. Before that, when I could walk down a street and not see what people looked like and not really make out much detail, I felt like I was legally blind. So I've always been careful about my language. I said I was blind at a very particular point. Now I take in no useful optical input, so I say I'm blind. So for me, blind means I can't see stuff. But there are plenty of people out there I know that call themselves blind. There's a couple creators that drive me ape that they keep talking about them being blind, and then they talk about how they can see. And I think that drives me nuts. So I feel like how blind are you kind of makes sense, because there's other people out there that aren't as strict with their definition of the word as I am. But it does kind of bum me out when people, like if I'm doing a blind guy unboxing, I clearly can't see the thing in front of me. Now, if they ask, how blind are you? Like, so if I'm holding Matea's necklace that she sent me 2 weeks ago and I'm holding it in front of me, and maybe it's a blurry blob or maybe it's nothing, and they say, how blind are you? My response is, does it matter? I can't see it. I don't know what it is. I'm telling you, it's a blind guy unboxing because I don't know what the thing is. Now, if I could see it as some sort of a smooshy blob, or I could not see it at all, I don't think it would change the blind guy unboxing. And when I go surf and I say I'm a blind surfer and people are like, well, how blind are you? Like, I don't know, man. Like you try surfing with 0 or 1% or 10% vision. Try surfing with 57. Try surfing with 100% vision. It's hard, man. It's a hard sport. And like, I don't know, like, do they think I'm supposed to get, say I had 20% of my vision. Should I get like 20% less credit because I'm surfing blind-ish? I don't know. Part of me wants to give people a pass on that question, because I guess they're like, well, my grandma was kind of blind. But to me, like the channel isn't kind of blind surfer. It's not legally blind surfer. It's not like I got crappy eyesight surfer. It's called blind surfer. So to me, that means I cannot see the things that I'm pointing my head at. So I feel like it should be self-explanatory. So my visceral reaction to the question, how blind are you, makes me want to throw a frisbee into the face of the person that asked it. But my brain and my thinking parts say, okay, that could be a reasonable question, because maybe their grandma could see a little bit. Maybe she used to sit on a phone book and look over the steering wheel and kind of drive herself down to the grocery store by herself. Maybe that's what grandma meant by being blind. But when I say blind, it means I can't see stuff. I feel like that should be a pretty obvious definition, but as I've stated, other people seem to have different definitions of blindness. Banana just texted me and I did not hear what she said. She said, oh, she has noise canceling.
Saracom 7808 says, I don't too soon blind husband, but I don't care anymore, lol.
I don't care anymore. I don't know. This is me. What is that? I hear Skylar somewhere.
Timothy Texai says, hey Pete, have you heard of the new ER100 eye surgery? Do you think that would help you once it's more widely available? At PartyHat01 says hi.
Hi.
Saracom 7808 says, I spoke too soon. At Silver Beta CCT says, salt alone kills over 1 million people every year.
All right, hold on. What is the ER100 eye surgery?
The doctor creates a small hole in your iris using a laser. The hole allows fluid to flow through the iris. This helps to open the drainage angle of the eye and relieves eye pressure. This answer is from the Mayo Clinic.
So it's for people with glaucoma. But does it seem like I have glaucoma? This is that's another one. God, what the hell, man? I tried to come in here all chipper and happy. I am. I'm doing good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. That's mighty thoughtful. But the questions, people like, ooh, there's an eye surgery. It's gonna cure blindness. No, man, not every. Hey, Skylar, is that you down there? Not every time you read something about an eye surgery, it doesn't mean it's going to cure blindness. Like that, the relieving eye pressure is clearly for people suffering from glaucoma and other eye pressure related issues, which I don't have. And then the guy that hit me up, he's like, computers are now 3D printing a part of the eye. Is that going to make you not blind? I'm like, no, man, that's clearly a cornea issue. And oh, here we go. There's Skylar. I hear her. I felt her. Am I imagining it? I feel like Skylar's up here somewhere. Maybe she's not. I don't know. Skylar, are you over there? Oh, there you are. There's my baby. There's Skylar. Yes. So that's
says
not
every
gonna help
suggestion
me.
I've ever got from my
That,
vision would actually not help
ER100
me.
is not going to restore sight to the blind in the way that it would help me at all. Skylar has decided to come visit. She just got a haircut, 2 days ago? Or was it yesterday? I think she just got a haircut yesterday. She was turning into a little...
I am 250 says forgive them for they don't know what they say.
This is true.
At Brody Huggins J8K says what is your favorite Metallica song? Debbie Anderson 9427 says I'm so sorry we are so stupid.
No.
Saracom 7808 says when people ask why I don't just get glasses it makes me want to go mental.
Oh, that one.
At Airhead 6143 says several kinds of sided trifocal but walking through the woods ran into a spider web lost my glasses in the process.
Oh,
I could not see you well.
I've gotten that one too. Like, why don't you use glasses? Did I lose Skylar? She was here for like half a second. That's too bad. As if glasses are like these. What is this amazing technology you speak of that I have not heard of? Glasses? What do they do? How could they help me? I love when people are like, have you tried glasses? Favorite Metallica song? I mean, is it ridiculously basic of me to say Enter Sandman? It's such a good song. It's, like the old generation, older than me. I guess I'm the old generation, but the older generation had Stairway to Heaven, like one of the more like perfectly written songs, from Led Zeppelin. And then I guess a lot of people might like Freebird, or they're like these classically like great, amazingly well written. And I feel like Enter Sandman was just such a perfect song. It was so good. I mean, I like Fuel. I listen to that while I'm working out. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that shot of desire. Ooh, Unforgiven. I think everything off of the Black Album is pretty good. I Disappear, which I feel like I first heard on the soundtrack to Mission Impossible 2. I don't know. Call me a basic bitch Metallica fan. I like all the ones that just got like got a lot of radio play, and maybe that's how I like stuff. Maybe I like stuff getting force fed to me, and then I fall in love with it. But I do feel like Enter Sandman is such a perfect song. I can't hate on it.
Says I can understand young people not knowing the difference.
Metallica, but
at Big Bones 2109 says I love Enter Sandman because of the Yankees.
Oh,
Debbie
Mariano
Anderson
Rivera.
9427 says I'm an Eagles fan.
All right. So you'll be hearing a lot of me doing some commercials for the Eagles, talking Philadelphia Eagles in the NFL, I assume. And yeah, Mariano Rivera. I mean, so it was like a perfect song being played in the perfect way for the perfect player. So if you guys don't know, Mariano Rivera was the closer for the New York Yankees. That's the guy that comes in the ninth inning, when your team is up, you're up by 1 run, 2 runs, maybe 3 runs, and you bring in the closer. And then he has to get, 3 outs to win the game for you. Mariano Rivera was the best that ever did it, best in the business. And he would come in, and then because Sandman, like putting you to sleep, he'd like put it, say your prayers, it's a one, don't forget my song to include everyone. And it was just perfect. Like Mariano comes in, Enter Sandman plays, boom, 1 up, 2 up, 3 up, 3 down, and then the game's over. So that was it. Yeah, if you're a Yankees fan in the 90s, early 2000s, watching Mariano come with Enter Sandman playing. Yeah, that was a pretty epic song. We, on the other side, we had Big Papi, David Ortiz, and Jump Around. They had his walk-up song was Jump Around by House of Pain. Those were some great battles between Manny Ortiz and then Mariano in the 9th.
Saracom 7808 says Tim, glasses only help if your problem is with the lens of your eye. A lot of blinding diseases don't have to do with the lungs. They usually have to do with the much more complex structures in the eye that can easily be fixed or cannot be fixed at all by surgery.
And when she said lungs,
at Kim F302 says you should get a blind dog so you can trip over each other. At Cool Curl 6778 says do you have a favorite Black Sabbath?
Steve can see just fine. He's not blind at all, and we still trip over each other all the time. Skylar is a little more aware. The little dog. She's like, oh, here comes Pete. Favorite? Well, Black Sabbath. Jeez, I don't know. Is Black? No, I think it's Ozzy. God, I don't know. I'm kind of bad. Like sometimes I can never remember whether it was like a Sting song or a Police song. And then I'm not good enough to know the difference between like an Ozzy song and a Sabbath song. I was never a huge Ozzy fan. I know that's like, unpopular to say because we just lost him and everybody's like, now everybody's a big Ozzy. Oh, I loved him the whole time. I swear I did. Not like right now. Everybody was like, I've been a Dolly Parton fan since I was a little kid. When you lose the people and then everybody's I've been a fan the whole time, I swear. I mean, we're talking about Mariano Rivera with the Enter Sandman from Metallica. The Patriots throughout their entire run when they were winning all their championships, 2001 through 2001 through 2021, 22, when they won their 6 championships, they always used to come out to Crazy Train. Again, super basic, but just the association for me. Just
Thomas Littleber 83 says hi.
Field, being introduced
Airhead
as a team.
6143 says, man, I've seen
Patriots."
Metallica so many times, no pun intended. My wife was a promotions director for a radio station. We got to see all those concerts in the 90s.
Nice.
Adlim Zalalafil says Paul Castle made a book about penguins. Is your penguin in any way related?
No.
Mem Squad 1v1 says rip. Bagard Pagreed 1 says I know they still look cool though.
Mine is Petey the
At
Penguin.
Silver Beta CCT says love you, Pete.
Love you too. Thank you. I appreciate that. My guy is the
Sunrose 8 says Master of Puppets is superior.
I don't know. Master.
At Krazasandok says my favorite Black Sabbath song is War Pigs.
This is Petey the Penguin.
The Blind Surfer Show is brought to you by Blind Penguin Frothing Hand Soap. Order a mystery box, pump the nozzle, and see if you can determine the scent just by smell. When you're ready to know for sure, peel to reveal. Order today at blindpenguin.com.
1808 says, did you recently get a haircut, Pete?
For Blind Penguin Frothing
At Andrew
Hand Soap.
Perker 318 says, other than the brain, the human eye retina is arguably the most complex organ in the human body. Rebuilding it from scratch is likely something we won't be able to do for centuries.
Yeah, man, it's crazy complicated, and then connecting it to the optic chiasm, to the visual cortex, like it's gonna take one hell of a breakthrough to make something like that happen. Oh no, did I dump them all out? Oh no, did I put the bag in upside down? Oh no, these are the sour Skittles with the gummy insides. These things are effing delicious. I'm starting to get mildly hungry, so.
Sunrose 8 says, I have seen that kind of penguin in Argentina. Smelly but very cool.
Rockhoppers are smelly?
Sandok says also, my favorite Metallica song is Master of Puppets, like the one person said.
Yeah, all right.
Relimanra 107 says hi.
Hi. I mean, solid choice, Master of Puppets. Master. Well, I got chew. A lot of times I try and talk while I'm chewing, and then Banana yells at me. She's like, don't talk with your mouth full.
Sunrose 8 says all penguins are smelly. Saracom 7808 says, did you recently get a haircut, Pete?
I did.
At Kim F302 says you should eat a penguin.
No.
Wolfet Jorn says my favorite Metallica song is one. At Airhead 6143 says it's just that boom sidar about boom wow boom boom boom.
I don't know.
At Kiki Violin says there's a really cool video game that I forgot the name of that you should play.
Well, how am I going to play it if you don't know the name of it? Hold on.
Saracom 7808 says nice haircut, Pete.
Thank you very much.
Sidewell Sound says, Pete, what's up?
Yo, what's up?
At Pandora Foxo says the A7X album Nightmare.
On Twitch said, you are more salt than pepper, but your hair is very cool.
That's good to hear. I'm a little nervous.
Kiki Violin on YouTube said, the visuals are not part of the gameplay, and I think you would enjoy it.
Well,
Anyone remember the game name?
You gotta tell me what the name of it is. I'm always nervous about how gray my hair is.
F302 on YouTube said,
What? Why Snoop Dogg?
The blind husband on Twitch said, my father-in-law had a blind barber most of his life.
Wow, that's kind of cool. I mean, that's one you could do blind. You just gotta feel it. I mean, if you don't mind your noggin getting
Airhead 6143 on YouTube said, like, I didn't know the difference between Beatles and Wings for a hot minute there when I was little.
Well, okay.
Sarahcam 780
Paul McCartney
on Twitch said hair is cool for sure.
Thank you. I wish I could get down to get a haircut more often.
Cool Carl 6778 on YouTube said, my favorite Black Sabbath song is War Pigs.
Yeah, I mean that's probably a better choice.
Kalu H on YouTube said, hey friend, glad to see you live.
Hey friend, glad to see you live too.
At Crazy and Doc on YouTube said, but Petey the Penguin smells good.
Yeah, exactly. Petey the Penguin's.
At ODR Lucius on YouTube said, I like UR Cut G.
Oh, thank you. All of Petey the Penguin scents are excellent.
2109 on YouTube said another is Seek and Destroy, because that was the Rochester Americans power play song for a while.
Seek and Destroy. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was saying I wish I could make time to get down and get a haircut. You know, it's another thing. Like I have to rely on Banana for like not only do I have to make time in my schedule, but I have to mesh up our schedules, Banana and I, so that I can get down. She can take me down and get a haircut. Although we do have our big event coming up in, God, what's today? Today's the 1st, so 11 days. Banana and I, our big event is coming up in 11 days. And Mal, my barber, said that I could come down for a little touch up, so I'll have nice hair for the pictures. So I might take him up on that. Although, like I said, my schedule's kind of horse crap and it's difficult to get out. But we're having the big party to celebrate, these rings that Banana and I wear in just 11 days. So it's been a lot of preparation for that going on. We're very excited about it, and hopefully my fancy hairdo will stay until then, because I don't want her to be all pretty and perfect and a nice dress and great hair and me looking like a shaggy mop off to the side. So let's see. Tuesday, I got my thumbnail ready for tomorrow. You guys some of you thought it was Bobes. I don't know what other people thought it was. Thought it was a bum. I was just trying to do the camel's hump.
Saracom 7808 says, I'm so happy for you both.
Thank you. We're a pair of happy people. Although Banana's just been doing so much work for this whole thing, like so much work. I wish there was.
At Mem Squad 1v1 says, was it cool to be in Star Wars? At Brody Huggins J8K says, your Metallica taste is amazing and the soundtrack for Mission Impossible 2 is awesome. You should definitely check out Metallica's new song Lux Aeterna.
I've not
At Kim
heard that
F302
one.
says, you're a subhuman Giga Chad.
Oh,
At Joni BC says, I'm happy for you too.
Oh, I wasn't. Thank you, Joni. I wasn't in Star Wars. I did work for a Star Wars video game where I got to play Jabba the Hutt. Oh, and going back like an hour and change, losing Peter Cullen is not. It's just terrible. There's nothing good about it. Like I hate vultures that like, oh, this guy's dead, I'm gonna move in and take his work. Like I'll never be. You know, as long as they're going to be making Transformers movies, there's Peter Cullen who did it for 40 years. And then the next one that, if they're going to use Optimus Prime, what they're going to do, like I was talking about with the last show I did, I think I was talking about how they hired Vin Diesel. Hold on. Thank you for the voicemail. We'll check that out on the show tomorrow. They hired Vin Diesel just to say, I am Groot. So the way Hollywood is these days, they're not going to be like, the new Optimus Prime is this random blind YouTuber guy. Like, I've done it. I got verified, chosen, selected, paid by, the people at Hasbro. They were good with me being Optimus Prime, but that was for the commercial campaigns that I did. And they were happy to have me fill that role for that. But if Hollywood makes another movie featuring Optimus Prime, what they're going to do is, it's going to be Bradley Cooper, or they're going to put a big name behind it, because Hollywood, they need names, they need IP, intellectual property, so they're not going to grab me. And also, I just people are like, oh, that's good for you. I'm like, that's not good for me that Peter Cullen died. That's terrible. He's a great voice actor, great guy to look up to in the business, like a talented dude. Like the more of those people, the voice actors that have been honing their craft for 40, 50, 60 years, you can listen to their work and learn a lot. So as those guys die, and then all of a sudden, I find myself being one of the only old voice actors around. People are going to be looking to me like I'm supposed to be providing that, what can we learn from him? Like I want the older people to be there so I can hear what they have to say, and hear how they say it and hear that they do their craft. Like, learn from and build on. So it's definitely not a good thing to lose someone like Peter Cullen. That really bummed me out when I heard he was gone. Just like I was extremely bummed out when Don LaFontaine died, the main movie trailer guy. Everybody back then was like, wow, you're going to be able to break in the movie trailers and do a bunch of them now. I was like, what? Yeah, but we lost Don.
Adlam Zalalafil says, I suspect they will try to use I.
No.
Bogart the Great One says, the only people that actually care about what actors they use are Hollywood people. Most people don't care so long as they act good.
Yeah, but Hollywood's the one making
At Andrew Perker 318
decisions.
says, Pete, have you ever narrated a documentary? Would you ever want to do that?
No, I don't do a lot of long form stuff. Not, I narrated 3 documentaries on ice racing, which is a sport, ice car racing up in Canada. And I narrated 3 short documentaries about ice car racing.
At Jane Welling says, I believe they gave the family $20 million in order to use his voice, so they very well might be a computer is to be playing Optimus Prime just using his voice.
No. No, that's
Sunrose
not
8
true.
says, would you
Is
direct a
it?
fully casted audiobook adaptation from your books?
No, I mean, probably not. It would just be a time thing. I'm not sure. And then I'd just be replacing my work. Like, I like my audiobooks. I like the way that I narrated them. But I am in love with Dungeon Crawler Carl, Jeff Hayes, reading that book. I mean, God, like, I love, if there's some audiobook fans out there, I thought that I mostly liked Ray
Honk
Porter.
U5D says Canada mentioned.
Oh, okay. Ray Porter was one of my, and still is one of my favorite narrators. He, like, the way he reads a book, he just sounds like he's telling you a story, like telling it to you. Like, it's almost like the words aren't even on the page. It's just like he's talking and telling you the story. But this dude, Jeff Hayes, holy hell, I would say top of the game.
Big Roman 445 just followed.
Thanks, Big Roman, or Big Ro Man, but it sounded like Big Roman, so thank you for the follow. I think we got, what is that, 934, 935? Slowly but surely creeping up to 1,000. Thanks for following and being part of the community on Twitch. But this guy, Jeff Hayes, who's narrating Dungeon Crawler Carl, his voices are just so good. Like, you can't even... I actually had to Google. I'm like, is it one guy doing all these voices? And it is. It's like the same. He's just different cadence, different accents, different vocal tonal quality, different timbre, different
For God
like
so loved the world, he gave his only son, so that whomever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. At Luigi J2Z5X says John Cena.
What about
At
him?
Airhead 6143 says, I've been trying to teach airbrush for years. It is a dying art. My kids know how, but they grow up around it and hate it too much to run a business. How many tons of money could use a Padawan?
Oh.
At Godchild47 says John 3:16, for God so loved the world he gave his only son, so that whomever believes in him shall not perish but have.
I don't know why we're doing Bible verses here. Not against any religion. Just don't feel like there's a need or a place for it on my channel this evening. Someone said that they are. There's no way that Hollywood or Hasbro or whoever owns the Transformers rights gave the Cullen family $20 million to use his voice. Like, his body's not even cold yet. Like, I can't imagine. Imagine if I drop dead tomorrow and then at the end of the week someone's like, hey, Banana, here's $2 million. We want to keep using him to do TV promos. She'd be like, get the hell out of here. He's not even, we haven't even buried him yet. If they did do that, if they ran over to his family's house with a check right after he died, like, that is what you call not classy, not super cool. I told Banana I was going to try and get out of here mildly early this evening because the doggies need some attention. Skylar wants to go out and run. Steve wants to go out and play. So let's see. Can I find my way back to the music? Aha! It's really loud, but I found it. And so then I will be back tomorrow on the morrow with Brooks and maybe Banana. So, always Banana's choice whether she wants to come in here or not. She's got a lot going on, like a lot going on these days. And so I will definitely be back. Brooks will most likely be back. Petey the Penguin will be here. Sam the Chicken is going to get kicked out of his spot. You guys will hopefully be here. Thanks to everybody that came and hung out this evening. Thanks for all those new follows on Twitch at Pete Gustin. I appreciate that. Curious to see how the YouTube numbers did today. They're not showing my shorts to as many people, but in the last week or so, it feel like they were showing these lives to a lot of people. So thanks for helping re-engage me to my main audience on YouTube. Thanks to the mixing board for not crapping out this evening. That was pretty awesome. All my mods who hang tight, make sure things don't get out of control. I appreciate you all, Joni, Sarah, Matea, Dank MF Angel, and everybody that came in and partook in the conversation this evening. Thank you all. I will be back tomorrow.